list of stuff you're going to need for the super easy camping biscuits in the Dutch oven. Yeah, you want to get yourself 3 cups of the Pioneer baking mix, and you want to throw it in a bowl. You want to get yourself 1 cup of milk. Just pour it in there on top of it. Get you a fork, mix it around real good. You want to make sure you scrape the bottom so none of it sticks, because you'll end up with a weird ratio of mix to milk, and then your biscuits will just come out funny. You want to just mix that up, but you don't want to beat it up too bad. Just until it's nice and moist and you don't see any flour pockets laying around. Make sure you get the bottom real good, because that's where it all likes to hide. It all looked funky and bumpy, but that's what you want it to look like. That's about perfect right there. Then you want to get some flour. Flour your board real well. That way your dough doesn't stick. Then it gives the top and bottom a nice texture. You want to flour your rolling pin as well, so the batter doesn't stick. Kind of set that aside. Scrape up your dough pretty well. Pop it right in the middle of the flour on the board. Try to keep your fingers out of it. At this point, it's real sticky. I like to take a little bit of flour and throw it on top so I don't have problems with the rolling pin. Just like so. I'm going to pat it down, and you only want to knead it 3 times, real gently. If you go any more than that, your biscuits will end up being like rocks. Once, twice. You want to form it all up into a ball, right? And you want to roll it out till it's about 1/2 inch thick. You want it to be fairly consistent. Then you want to take your glass. Use that to cut out the dough. You want to lightly grease the bottom of your skillet or your Dutch oven, whichever the case may be. You want to twist as little as possible when you're cutting them. You want to put them in the skillet where they're just touching each other. You don't want to beat them around too much. Unless you handle them, the lighter they'll be. Take the leftover pieces and gently throw them into a little pile there. You don't want to squish them too much. You want to handle them as little as possible. You want to be real nice to them. You want to push those out to about 1/2 inch as well. That last funky one, you can just shape it up with your hands. Throw them on in there like that. And once they're all in there, you want to let them sit for a little bit so they rise a little. Here's how you gauge how many charcoal to get going for your Dutch oven. You want to run a complete circle around the top. Then you want to have like 5 to 7 laying around. Then you want, say, 5 to 7 left over for underneath. That's how you want them to look under the skillet. Yeah, then you want to get you some of this. I like to put this underneath my chimney. It helps get the coals burning a little easier. A lot less cinder flying around for danger purposes. You know, using paper and leaves or whatnot. This stuff here works pretty good. Take it. Pop the cap off. You set it down. Put your chimney right there on top. Then you want to gather up all your charcoal that you counted out for cooking and put it in your chimney. Once got the charcoal all in there, you pick this bad boy up. And you just light the wick. It takes a little while for it to warm up. And once it get going real good, give that a shake. Put that right on top. Now, I'm making a spark arrestor out of a coffee can. I just poke some holes in top and bottom, open it up all the way through, and I save the bottom to make an adjustable, flue. When the charcoals quit smoking, you know they're about done. I like to take about a half a stick of butter. I like to put it in a little pot. Melt it over the coals while they're getting hot. Right before I put the biscuits on, I like to just spread a little bit of that butter on all the tops of them. Get them good and wet. I like to take a couple paper towels. And fold them in half there. Fold them in half again. Fold them in quarters the other way. Twist it up. Makes one really nice disposable, butter brush. Later, if you ever want to decide to use this to make a fire, it'll have a whole bunch of butter sucked up in there. It'll burn real good. Take the biscuits. Get a healthy portion of butter on the napkins. And you just kind of brush them around. Till the tops are all nice and buttery. That way when they cook, they have a nice crust on them. But you don't want to smash them down in this process. You want to be real gentle with them. The less you handle them, the more tender and light and fluffy they'll be. Now for placing the coals. Some nice oven mitts work real nice. Put about 5 or so underneath there. When I'm doing with the skillet, I like to use the lid holder for a base to hold them up off of the charcoal. I put that bitch right on up there. You want to place your coals back in a circle the way they were before when you were counting them out. You wait about 5-10 minutes, right? You check them. Every so often you want to turn the skillet and then turn the lid separately so they turn at different angles, to avoid any hot spots. And just remember, every time you open up the lid, all the heat goes out. So if you're looking, you ain't cooking. So give it a little while. This here is a hook used for cooking with cast iron. I like to use this to lift the lid and turn the lid. Remember, always wear your hot gloves when you grab this stuff, because cast iron gets crazy stupid hot. I mean, it's hot like a bitch. Once again, you want to give it time now. It's good to take a peek. Hey, they're almost done. Looks like they're about done. You got nice cast iron made biscuits. Freaking yummy. Oh, very hot. You always want to tend to your coals when you're done. You never want to leave them. I always want to make sure they're put out real good.